Hello, my lovely spectators. Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So, I'm going to be doing the 50 stack challenge 8. It is based on subscribers' prompts from Amy's channel, Crafty Cat 7212 on YouTube, and she also has an Instagram where she features her items, Crafty Cat 72 on Instagram. Okay, so she's done her video, which I saw, and I was able to get my prompts, which were bird and texture. So, however this started back in the day, as Amy says, you interpret it how you see fit. There's no hard and fast rules. Don't feel like you have to produce something specific, right? It is just fun, and it just get the mojo flowing. And by the end of the challenge, which is 25 weeks, you do 2 pieces of ephemera or whatever, and you have 50 things at the end of the time frame, right? So that said, I have been doing it. It is started started this one. She started this one in March, so I've been kind of taking it as a mass make March kind of situation as well. But then it's also evolved into the fact that I hit 300 subscribers, which I was wanting to do before my birthday, which is about a month away. So that's great that I hit that. So now we're aiming for 500. And as a 500 subscriber, I don't have a deadline, but I figure I'm going to do a little giveaway. And what I'm going to plan to give away is some of the stuff that I've been creating as I've been a content maker here on YouTube. So that said, I'm going to make as many as I can. So, this video could be long, it could be short. I'm not sure. I'm going to stop and pause wherever I can to kind of get you guys out of here quick, but at least give you something to watch and hopefully entertain. So, bird and texture. So right now you see all the texture. And so I need to figure out what I'm going to make. And usually I try to make the same thing. I've already done 2 of these videos. They are out there for you to watch if you care to. So I just pulled out a bunch of things that have texture on them that could be a layer. So I have all these tissue papers, I have scraps, I have yarn, I have fabric, I have a ton of things. And then I went into my stash. I'm just going to leave that cluttered around me, right? And then I went into my stash and I looked for birds and didn't have very many. I think I need to maybe source out some bird digitals or something. I recently tried to get a book, but it's all photography. And this is kind of just like the same thing. It's kind of very close to photography, very shiny, whatever. But these are little acetates from Recollections, little ephemera packs that they have. So unfortunately, they're not stickers. Okay, so the acetate around is more shiny than the actual bird themselves. But I picked these guys out. There's 10 birds, but I'm doubling up on these 2 guys because I felt like they were so tiny. They didn't have anything else going on. And so, and I tried to pick, what do you call it? An accompanying foliage to go with the birds. So I have these guys here. These guys are going to go with that one over there. And I believe, is it this one? I think it might be this one and this one. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just mixing and matching here. So what I want to do is I need to figure out what bases I'm going to use. So I don't want to always cut into something fresh and new. So I'm bringing in my little box of all these different pieces of masterboards that I have cut up in the past and are just sitting here not being utilized the way that they should or could be. Some of them are not as sturdy as I probably would have liked them to be, so that's a thing. Oh look, we have some, but see they're curling up because they were on simple card, not cardstock. So let's see. All right, we got 1. It's kind of big. I might be able to cut that down into 2. We've got 2. Let's see here. It's a little bent. 2. Oh, that's not good for that one. 2. Let's go 3. Three. Let's see. Nope. 3, 4. Yeah, so I tried to use stuff like this on the other side and get as many as I could, you know, kind of made. So that's 5. Let's do, let's find a different base. 5, 5, 5, 5, 6. So they don't have to all be so big. Okay, this is a double. 6. This guy's kind of thick. 7. Let's see here. 8. Let's see. 9. I'm gonna pick out some other ones because I think those other. Oh, I'm finding a nice bunch of these. Let's take another. Let's take another 2 of these out. Oh, I have a third one. That's a nice size. Okay. Ah, I think I hit the jackpot with this size. All right. Let's just grab these and we will go through them. And again, because I don't want something that's too big that I can't fully commit to. Okay. So let's start with these. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Anything looks too similar? No. Yeah, okay, I'm good with that. All right, let's put those back. And let's get to getting. Now, I do a lot of tags, so I think I'm just going to round all these corners and make them into like journal cards. So I'm going to get my inkiness out of here. And I'm going to do that, and I'm going to come right back with everything rounded and inked. Okay, so everything is inked. I use Vintage Photo. So I don't know how I miscalculated, but I think I have 8 here, hopefully, right? And all the little bits of the corners are all over the place. So let's talk about what kind of textures we have and what we can add and what we might like. I'm going to put the birds on the side for a minute. And I'm going to put the ink on the side for the other minute because I got, like, you know, studio, this space. So we've got a number of cards that are all different shapes, and that's fine. They have their own kind of texture to them themselves. And so we want to add to that something. And so I'm not sure what it is that I want to add. So I've got some interesting things. I've got these skeleton, what are these called? Skeleton leaves? Yeah, I think so. Something like that. Skeleton leaves, which I thought might be an interesting texture. I'm going to put the fan on because I feel like a little warm. So hopefully it's going to be loud. I know I'm louder, but still. It's a little something. So this might be an option just to add that underlying, you know, but of course I couldn't use the entire thing. So I would have to kind of break it off. I could also take out the stem and double it up to add some more texture to them. I have paper, which is that's, you know, the usual textures, regular coffee dye paper. So I had some little bits and pieces I just threw into my little scrappy. I have these raffia type things, which also add a bunch of texture, so we could add that to these guys. And to a couple of them. I also have coffee dye tissue paper, which will add some good texture. I have some green burlap. I have some greenish fabric, and some coffee dyed vintage curtain, some yarn, some cicada paper, tons of things. I think I might have Craft-A-Lange. All right, I'll pick up that later. And then I also have this really cute leaves because of the fact that we're dealing with birds. I think I might have too much. I think this might be a little too much going on here. So what do I want to use? I don't know. I don't know. I could put a couple of pieces on some things first, right? Get some pieces down, some bases down, meaning some layers down, and then go from there. So I think I'm gonna try to get this piece of the bottom out for this, and then be able to add this as a layer of texture to one of the cards. Let's do it to another card. Let's just grab another one of these. Oh, it's completely ripped it in half. What? Oh, here we go. Esto no bueno. Alright, let's see if we just rip the whole thing off, that we can get something else going on there. Yeah, so I don't know. I should have down below linked Amy's playlist. I asked her for it. I believe she gave me the link, and I should have changed it out versus just naming her channel. So it should be down there. But yeah, so this cicada paper is really soft and it's kind of nice too. So I wanted to add some of that, but I want to give it a little more zhuzhing up. Okay. You know what? So I think we're just gonna have to go with doing a card at a time, and then let's see. Can I see the time? I think I could see the time, and I'll just keep doing them until it's a time. Maybe I should put. I don't have my timer with me. I could have put a timer on, and then just be mindful to not be so long. Oh, I do have a timer because yeah. So let me hold on a second while I set the clock. And see what time it is. Okay, since I've been spending about 12 minutes, I'm up to 40 minutes here, and I'm gonna put it so that it's not so obnoxiously loud when it beeps. Or maybe I should put it where I can see it, so that way I could kind of stop it before it gets obnoxiously loud and beeps, because I'm asking a lot of you. You're only supposed to be here for like 2 things, and I'm trying to do a whole bunch. So that said, let's go into this guy here. I think I want to add this here, and let's see if we can actually put the skeleton stuff on here with glitter glue. So let's see if we put it down the spine, and we try to hit a few spots here and there on the leaf itself, if we can get it to stay in its place. Okay, probably not. I feel like this might be like a Fabri-Tac moment. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, let's do, I don't want to get my hands too glued up. So, it's a little silicone, what is it, from the Dollar Tree, a little spatula to help hold some stuff down so we don't have to get our hands all gluey. What I think I want to do is maybe add some yarn to this. So let's grab, what's the yarn? Find the end of the yarn. Okay, and let's, where's my scissors? Oh, hello, there's a whole trolley next to you. Okay. I'm gonna split the yarn into the different pieces that make up the yarn. Okay, and even that has like that kind of, texture going on. All right, so let's try to maybe add some of that down there. So this texture is very subtle. Let's add some other texture on it. So I'm gonna have to bust out the Fabri-Tac. Let's spread this yarn out. Okay, and we will maybe do something like that. Yep, I'm not minding that. Let's get this out here. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a bunch of Fabri-Tac there. This is why I bought that spatula specifically, because sometimes you gotta hold that Fabri-Tac stuff down for a minute for it to really catch, and you're gonna get all sticky. Okay, so we're just putting a bunch there, and let's smush this in to it. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What else can we use? All right, you know what? Let's find the bird thing first and see. So I was thinking of putting on this bigger ones, the hummingbird, because they kind of need that space to show their wings, and that they're going into the floral. So I'm kind of thinking of that as being what's going to happen here. So let's do that. Now, I don't know if the art glitter glue is going to do the job, but we're going to try. Since these are painted or printed on acetate, we can put glue behind the image to kind of get it to kind of stick. So I'm going to put that bad boy right there. Okay. Now I can cut off the little bit that's hanging over the edge. Okay, that seems to be good. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up a little bit behind it, because so that it can kind of pass this fluffy stuff right there. So let me trim this and cut this in half. And let's get on a wing, and let's get on the body. Okay. And we're going to position it so that it's going into that. Okay. All right. Now, feels like we need something up there. So let's see what we can put up there. So I have, where is it? I have a little thing with bits and stuff in here. So maybe some kind of a label or something that we could put up there. Okay, so here's my labels. Let's see if we can find something that we can put. So we can put that. I think that's kind of big. We can find something else with some words on it. No, where? Come on. I thought I had a little something more. Oh, here we go. Something a little smaller. No, but that's vertical. I want something horizontal. Okay, something like that. But let's change this out because that's the same color. And let's do green. Okay. I'm gonna grab the vintage photo. Nope, that's not the vintage photo. Where is my vintage photo? Whatever little bit is on here, we're just gonna add to the edges. Over here as well. Get rid of some of that white. Okay. All right. And we're going to attach this one. Let's see here. to that one like that. Okay. And I think I'm going to tuck it here so that you make sure you see that little bit of skeleton. All right. There we go. We have our first little bird card with some texture. So we might need to add a little bit more Fabri-Tac right there. But I think it's cute. It's got some tropical kind of going on there. So let's do another one. We don't have anything that's horizontal, right? Let's see. Let's grab this one. Okay. And let's do these guys, these little ones. Okay. So what I think I want to do here is I want to add some plainness, maybe some book page. Maybe I do want some book page behind there, but I want like a nesty feel down here. So let's add some of this paper down here. Okay. So we've got that. Let's see here. I have some tissue that has those leaves. What are they called? I'm not sure. Let's put that right there to give that plants a little bit of a backdrop. Okay. And even though I inked this up, I'm really not seeing the ink because this has a little bit of a slick surface. That's the problem. Okay. And now with this, we're going to put that bird, the plant there. So I think I'm going to put it right there. So let's add some of that to the backs of all of the leaves. Okay. Okay. Now I realize that there's a separation between our nest and there, so I'm gonna be a little cutesy and I'm gonna grab us some of the, I did some doodling, right? And I have a lot of little ovals that could stand in for, no, that's a little too much. I was gonna put them like eggs. That's all right. Let's see, I have something else. Where are they? I always have a bunch of circles cut out because so we have some circles. We can put some text, some alternate text there maybe. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if I have anything that is not so loud. I always cut out whatever scraps I have. I always cut out pieces from it so that I can add them to whatever, you know, I need to add a little something, you know. So maybe I will do something like this. They're kind of big, but that's okay. I will ink them. Some vintage photo. Cause them to be a little more on the brown, right? And then this guy over here also. I like to have fun. Sometimes, you know, something's a little kitschy. That's also cool too. Okay, so let's add let's tuck our little egg, our faux egg in there. And then the other one right next to it, overlap a little bit, maybe a little further squish down. Okay, cool, cool. And then for funs, we're gonna put our little birdies over here. These guys have intermingled, and I feel like they need to be popped up because of the acetate and wanting to show like a little story. So we're gonna cut another little pop dot in half, put one on each bird, and then this one will be done because I'm just, you know, putting a story behind all of these. I think it's fun. So we'll pop them over here, and then let's pop this one over here. Right there. Okay. All right. So this has a little tail that's kind of hanging off the clear. I'm gonna have to snip a little bit off that. All right. Didn't do too much damage. Here's our second little card with our texture and our little birdies who have interracial babies coming soon. So, but yeah, I like to have a little story. So here's the second card. Let's keep going. We still have a decent amount of time. Let's grab this one here, and let's use a little bit of this. Let's take a piece of this, not the whole thing, because, you know, can use it for two different things. Let's grab some of these little strings, come off. Have here, might be a little bit aggressive, but that's okay. We'll keep the strings in my little, right here. They may pop up, be useful for the next one. So we're gonna pop that here, and let's actually take some of this. I think might be good, maybe, I don't know. Let's see here. I don't want it to be so straight. I want to try to create a little movement with it. Okay, so we'll do that. So we will twist and place as we go. I know I didn't glue the green thing down yet, because I don't know where I'm gonna want this to be. I haven't even looked at the bird yet, so who knows what the hell I'm doing here. Oh, collaging is coming up. Put a whole mess there to try to grab onto this. Let's hope that that works. Okay. All right. And let's add a little more adhesive, because some people may be like, oh, that's gonna come up. And it's funny because it was something that Amy was saying during her video, which is like, you know, the amount of glue that we use, you know, we feel like everything needs to be like so glued down. So that's kind of like what's happening here. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. All right, let's grab a bird situation, see what we can do. Okay. You've got this bird, has this there, and then it also has a branch that's here, so I might do that bird right there. So the branch is coming out of where? I don't know, because this tail is messed up. So let's see here. Now yep, I think I'm gonna do that. So it's gonna have this little bit of a thing going on there. Again, because these acetates really need to have that poppage going on to really stand out, at least in my opinion. Let's do that. Okay, does this fit in here? No, does not fit in the leaf. Excuse me. Okay, so that one's good. Let's attach this now first. Okay, we're gonna hold this down a little bit, hopefully. And we're gonna attach the birdie right there. Excuse me, it's morning, people. Like, it's no different than other times. Except I should have went to sleep rather than watching videos and be, oh, I need to do that. Okay, so we got that going on. Okay, now of course I feel like it's still needing something because this is wide open. So let's go back to what we have going on here. We've got so much collage going on. I don't want to do anything more with that. I like a bit of black now and then, so let me put that, and let me grab that other label that was vertical. That might work. Like this. Like that. I think that'll work. Okay, let me get the inky nail. Okay. All right. Now we're going to add to this so that I could attach it to this. Okay, off-centered, right, like that. Okay. And then we want to glue that here, I think. Right? Yes. Up here. I need to hold it up for a minute. To do that, it still feels like it needs something there. So let's see. Okay, I think we're gonna just leave it there. All right, that's number 3 of our texture with the bird. Okay, that's cute. Okay, let's do another. Let's do another hummingbird because it has flowers. And let's see, how are we going to, what are we going to put with this hummingbird? Something different. I don't know about that raffia. What do you call it? Where's my, oh, this thing right here. Let's see here. It needs to have, that's going to be our focal, right? So what are we going to do around it? We need that texture around it. I like this for some texture here. So let's cut a piece of that. Cut it probably just a bit. We could add some of this because we have some as a layer. Okay. And then what else do we have? Do we have anything with some color? Oh, yes. So I have, this is kind of bright, but let's see if we could sneak a little piece of this in here. So this is a piece of, what's it called? Bounty? Kitchen roll that I was dyeing some papers with food coloring and I got that. Okay, so let's do that. Let's start with this. Okay, so we've got kitchen roll texture. Okay, we've got the tissue paper texture. Oh, cracks, more texture. Okay. This little, too many straight over here, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this off. And I am not saving that. And then we have this, which I need to fray down here a little bit. Okay, take off a little bit too many strings. Right. Let's add to that. Okay, well, let's put the flower down. Our little puppy. Okay, let's do some fabric tack to get this little bit of ribbon down, or curtain right there. Yeah, where's my little spatula now, right? Okay, that's good. And yet again, a pop dots. I love these pop dots. They're always here. These are from the Dollar Tree. They're in the automotive section. It's like, yeah, why are there pop dots in the automotive? I don't know. I also found Eileen's glue sticks in the automotive section, which was pretty cool. They were like heavy industrial glue sticks. They stank. They worked well. They had a definitely a very different texture than other things that were going on. Okay, and then let's add our little guy here, the bird. All right, do I want to add? Yes, I want another circle, another one of my black circles here. I think it'll mimic that nicely. And then label wise, I have a couple of labels here that I could use. So let's see here. Something small like that. And then something, no, on a different color. So it has words in it though. It must have words, but not that big. Okay. No. I really need to have like all my labels available to me, but right now that is not the case. See, I want this color. I'm gonna say, come on, another big one like this? That's a little too much, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It needs something, so that's what it's gonna get. Let's grungify this little guy for a minute. All right, put this down on this, and this guy is gonna go like that. Yeah. I'm just gonna go here. Yeah. A little bit of that as well. Okay. All right, she's done. Okay, so that's what, number 4? I think she's cute. All right, let's try to do one more. Let's see here. I've got a couple of, I think this is the most narrow one, so I think I'm going to use that, because what I have going on in my little box of birds, well, we haven't seen this bird yet. Oh, come on. So let's do this bird. Okay. And how shall we be doing this bird? I don't know. Let's see here. I feel like this wants to be on that side, but then he's facing the wrong direction. You know? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that I don't like. Let's try to, where's my brown little paper? My cicada thingy, majiggy. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Oh no, don't you dare fall. Let's see, do we want to take, let's take some of this. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use some of this Gorilla Glue though, because I need a little bit more coverage, and it works pretty good, so that it could kind of grab as I scrunch, Okay. It's gonna be good. Okay, so we're good with that. And then, yes, I'm gonna be a little weird. I'm gonna try to put some of these fabric pieces in here. I mean, these are not your typical journal cards. I mean, they could go into a journal that's, you know, related to botanicals and birds and stuff like that. But, you know, these are really, I know they're kooky. So, okay, come on. You could stay there. You could stay there. Stay there. The other one is staying. He's staying. No, he's not. Okay, you know what? I give up. I give up. Okay. All right. We'll figure that out. Okay, so let's do this. Certainly have, I'm going by the clock, guys. I am. So let's put this one here. So we don't have a lot of texture on this one, but we have this beautiful, I like these acetates. I mean, you know, we usually, you know, shun the shiny and shun the white when it comes to junk journaling and stuff. But I like this this foliage here. Okay, and now this one is coming out of there as well. They're kind of similar, that's why I put that together with that. They're not 100%. I know I'm not a botanist, so I'm just eyeballing things. And let's put our pop dot, because acetate and pop dot, very good combination. They stick well. Okay, okay, and then here, hopefully we do not see. Okay. Okay. I don't mind that. I think that's good. I think that's cool. I still want this stuff here. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know why. I just do. I know I have another interesting, I have this. You know what? I'm going to put this. It's not, can I make it look like an egg? No, that's okay. We're not going to go that crazy. This is some dyed cardstock, and it's got the blue, like, it's crest over there. This guy. All right, we got that there. Now, is it missing something? Yes, because what the hell is that, right? Let's try. Let's see. Oh, what is this? Oh no. Do we have another little label that I could add? Just something little. I know there has to be something little in here. Right here. Let's do that. It's green. That's okay. It doesn't have any words on it, but that's okay. All right. So let's do that. Just a little off of it. Okay. All right. I don't mind that. Okay. All right. All right. So I think that one's good. So we've done 5 out of the 8. There's about 5 minutes left, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Which I was doing 6, and the other ones it was gonna be a push to try to make 8. These are all very different, but they all satisfy the challenge in terms of what was called for. So I'm happy with that. Where's my little pluggy thing for this? Oh no, what happened? Ugh, no, come on. It's a nail because this is a little thicker than I need it to be. All right. Anyway, if you are new and this is your first time visiting me, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing. If you are an old goodie and have visited my channel multiple times, thank you so much for returning again and again. I really do appreciate that. So in either case, a like would be fabulous. A comment would be much entertained. I do enjoy a good little comment here and there. Tell me what you're thinking. Constructive criticism only. And yeah, until the next time, when I put something else up, because I'm always putting up stuff now. I'm trying to get into that flow and that rhythm and make sure that there's content for you and help my channel grow. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed these. And until the next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.